Well, yesterday, we were here yesterday night and I brought you a story about how Kai Havertz went ahead to obviously get an injury down in Dubai. And I brought you all the three grades of a hamstring: grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. And it looks like it has been confirmed that the lad is really having a grade 3. He's really having what we call a grade 3 hamstring injury. Welcome to this channel. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on the stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and hope you're really having a very fantastic day. And we are also going to be going to Spurs and see how injuries have gone to obviously affect this season. And then we are also going to be having a chat onto what the Premier League table is looking like. So where should we start from? We are powered by Munoga, dealers in affordable smartwatches, and Valentine is around the corner. Please do the needful and really go in for those affordable smartwatches and call them on +256 70 99 88 665, and you will thank me later in there. So Havertz season is over, and this story has been brought to us by The Athletic, and you know they are really very credible and they get their information from the source. They've told us that Kai Havertz is said to miss rest of the season through injury. Arsenal forward suffered torn hamstring during training at Arsenal camp in Dubai. Unclear if the 25-year-old German international will require surgery, but focus is getting fit for 2025-2026 campaign. You've heard it well. When The Athletic says, I tell you, they are always getting it from the source. And I tell you what? It's confirmed. Kai Havertz season is over. And this hands all signals of Arsenal not winning the Premier League this season. And now, if you're asked which forwards are Arsenal left fit this season, it's Waneri, Trossard, and Raheem Sterling. And can Arsenal go through the season with only those, because their team really looks thin? Gabriel Martinelli is another one who went ahead obviously get a hamstring injury, and now he's also out, and we don't know when he's obviously going to be returning, but rumors are like he's obviously going to be spending a month without, he's going to be spending months out before he returns. And I tell you, it's really looking bad for the club of Arsenal. Their squad in the attack is really thin, and this is where we're obviously going to be seeing whether Arsenal is really having players in the academy. Are they ready to bring in it's called Aledeye something, that player for the club of Arsenal? And let's see what Arsenal is going to do to overcome this, because it's really very worrying. And when they return from Dubai this weekend, Arsenal are obviously going to be playing Leicester City away. And they're also going to be hosting, the next weekend they'll be playing against West Ham at the stadium known as Emirates. Then after that, I think they'll paying a visit to Nottingham Forest, one of the hard sides that we've gone ahead to see play in the Premier League this season. And they'll also be hosted by Manchester United, meaning that 26th and 9th March, those games or those match days are really going to be very, very horrible for the side of Arsenal. So as it stands, the club of Arsenal is really into dope shit, and those are bonkers. Why? During the January transfer window, after Saka and Gabriel Jesus got injured, you know my message. I was like, Arsenal need to get in a player as up, and they get in a player as up. They didn't, and that was the risk of the year, because none of those players is a robot, you know. And we all know to it that Kai Havertz has gone ahead obviously have an injury-free record, but see what happens, you know. the day Arsenal decided obviously have him throughout the season, to have him as the only forward throughout the season, he gets injured. And I know Leandro Trossard will come and get that job done. But what if he also gets an injury? You understand? What if he also gets an injury? Because he plays that half nine very well, but the problem is, what if he gets an injury? That's the question. It's not a question of if. I think it's a question of when, because he's not a robot. He can also get an injury, as he's obviously going to be playing game in, game out. Arsenal are left in two competitions, the Champions League and the Premier League. And we'll wait to see how that happens. And we'll get to know whom they've been drawn against in the round of 8. So, Kai Havertz is going to be waiting to see what will happen. A shock return, we are waiting to see. But all that happens when Saka is also out, Jesus is out, Martinelli is out. So, we are waiting to see what the manager is obviously going to do. But you have to obviously flip the coin and obviously see whether there will obviously be what we call a blessing in disguise in Raheem Sterling coming up and obviously putting in a very huge representation for the side of Arsenal. Him playing with Trossard, can they obviously get themselves and know themselves each other very well, and obviously make those interchanges that we've always gone ahead to obviously call in for them to obviously come and deploy? That's another huge question. So Arteta's brilliantness is what you're obviously going to be waiting for in here. Is he really that brilliant to see to it that he gets in the best of the best? That's what we are waiting to see from the man himself, known as Mikel Arteta, this time round. So that is what we have for you in here for Kai Havertz, but you're waiting to see what Arsenal is going to do, because the moment they fail to bring in a forward during the January transfer window, that sent a message that they are prepared for all situations. You know, when Kai Havertz gets an injury, they obviously knew what they are gonna do. Now, Spurs is another team that is going to have to suffer very many injuries, and guess what? We've gone ahead to see to it that Tom Buckley has told us that Tottenham Hotspur players have missed a combined total of 213 games this season through injury, 44 more than any English team competing in Europe. So, Spurs is also one of those sides that have gone ahead to obviously see themselves really have players injured. And their current list has Dominic Solanke is having an injury, James Maddison calf injury, Christian Romero thigh injury, Vicario an ankle injury, Brennan Johnson strain injury, Destin Udogi hamstring injury, Timo Werner hamstring injury, Osbert is having a thigh injury, Dragsin is also having an injury, Mickey van der Ven is having a hamstring injury, Richarlison is having a calf injury. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As we speak right now, they're having 10 injuries as a side of they're having 10 injuries as a side of Tottenham Hotspur. So it's another side that is really having huge problems when it comes to injuries. And you ask why it's happening like that. Last season, it was all about Manchester United. They had close to, 66 different injuries. But for Spurs, they're now having almost 10 players who are supposed to be in the starting 11 of Spurs, all injured. And that's why I've always come out and told you that you cannot sack a manager when he's really having injuries. And those injuries really affect the manager. Now, let's get to the game of football that is being played at the Goodson Park. It's all about 69 minutes played, still 1-1, and it was Beto in the 11th minute for Everton. Then McAllister, 5 minutes later, directed a header into the back of the net. But Everton is putting up a fight, and as we speak right now, if the game ends as it is here, it will be 7 points separating Arsenal and Liverpool. You know, something that very many Arsenal fans will obviously want. But the big question is, can Everton hold on to this draw? You know, because Liverpool have found themselves in a position of having less shots on target and at goal than Everton, meaning that Everton is really having more shots even in the recent minutes. I'm just going to hate to see a goal of Everton cancelled. So we are here to wait and see how things are really panning out. Your reactions on Kai Havertz season over welcome in the comment section below. Bye-bye.